Well, we're doing something a little bit different today. Now, I am not doing a how-to on what we're about to go and take care of, which is a friend of mine's Fox Body Mustang. What this is really all about is work days for your car club. You should try to establish one because it's a really good idea. It builds community, so don't expect a how-to video. Expect a video about friendship and love and family, just like Dom talked about. You know what I'm saying?
All right, so we are over at a friend of mine's house. Greg has this really cool Fox body back behind us. And the reason we're here, it's a work day for our club, Aiken Horsepower, here in the Aiken, Augusta area where I live. We do work days once a month with club members, and so we decided to come over here and finally get the fuel cell in Greg's Fox body. At least that's the theory, because when we got here, I thought I was gonna just be putting a fuel cell up in a car. Now apparently I'm doing an entire fuel system, making a custom pump setup, and I forgot to text Cam what place to be at today. So it could be interesting. But I'm gonna pull my buddy Pat in here, and Pat and I are gonna talk about what the deal is with work days. Pat! All right, so Pat, work days. I know we used to do them when I lived in Florida, and I was working for Mustang Monthly Magazine. I was part of the Florida Mustang Club, and we used to do work days. So what's the deal? I mean, are you guys doing this pretty much every weekend, or is it?
No, so when I first took over as president, a lot of people had talked to me about, you know, they saw a car showing up pristine, you know, and not understanding all the work that goes into it. And so we developed a special class called the Work in Progress, or the WIP. For our club, we hand out trophies for the WIP. And so every other month now we're going to a club member and saying, what can we do to help you out? So the first WIP we did was on my 55. We had a bunch of people out there working on the same thing, fuel cell, trying to get things put together. This next one is for Greg's Fox body, so we're going to come in here and help out and just bring all the expertise from the club into helping out with their car. Sometimes it's very hard for people when they get frustrated that they're out there by themselves. They're not quite sure what goes where. They haven't worked on it before. They're, you know, frantically looking through YouTube videos with greasy hands or one pinky because you've taken off the pinky on the glove to try to figure out how to do something. And you're sitting there with your phone trying to figure it out, you know, one-handed. And so we've been very deliberate in the club to say, we like your pristine car. We want to see, you know, you come out with everything all polished up and ready to go. But we also want to see your works in progress. We want to take something that hasn't run and make it run. We want to see something that's sitting there on 4-ball tires show up to a cruise in the next month.
Well, hopefully not on ball tires.
Yeah, not on the same ball tires.
Maybe
you know, so like I'm helping work on my friend 69. You've worked on my 68. You've worked on the Beast before. My 85 F-150. We're working on Greg's car. We're just trying to resurrect some of these cars that have been sitting in people's garages for years, and it's hard to get momentum sometimes. And once you get that initial push, people get excited to work on them.
I think that's true. I think a lot of times stuff will sit in the garage and you don't do anything with it. So I think
well,
it's
you
a great
collect
plan.
stuff on it.
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So you move the parts from one to and as you get parts in, it just sits on the roof until you can't get to it anymore. So you got to clean after that car, move it out of the garage. You know, invite all your buddies over to turn wrenches, even if they don't know too much. They can turn a wrench and take a piece off or put a piece on, and you get that momentum to get the car back.
So basically, today what we're going to be is Garage Squad light.
Yeah. Some of us aren't so light, but yes.
Yeah. Well, I don't mean you and me maybe, but the whole, you know.
Exactly.
So that's what we got going on today, folks. I'm going to grab Greg and drag him in here real quick, and then we're going to talk a little bit about his car, and then we're going to get started busting up on this thing. It's not going to be a typical Autorestomod video, but it is going to be a bunch of guys getting together, working on the cars, which is what I wanted to do with this, is inspire you guys to get working on your ride. I'm going to grab Greg. Greg! First off, it's cool. You got a lift.
Yes.
And it's a 2-post, which helps a lot. 4-post would be a pain to do the fuel cells in one of these
That's
things.
correct.
So we're putting a fuel cell in the car. What's your purpose behind this thing? If you're putting a fuel cell in, is it road racing?
Yeah. The car, I'm building the car so I can just go racing and just have a good time, do high-performance driving events.
Okay, cool.
Right.
Like Kershaw, Road
Kershaw,
Atlanta.
Road
We got a
Atlanta.
lot of stuff within a 2 or 3 hour range of us for road racing that's really nice to go to.
Yes.
So I guess it's a V8, right?
No. Currently the motor that's in is a 4-cylinder. It's a 2.3 liter. I turbocharged it.
Nice.
All the suspension has been converted over to V8 stuff. So I got 8.8 rear. I got the big Cobra brakes on it. I got a Maximum Motorsports tubular K member in it. I have a full roll cage in it. I have mini tubs in it. Coilovers all the way around.
Cool. So basically today we're putting the fuel cell in to make you legal for running at most of the courses in the area, right?
In addition to that, it has foam inside, so you don't have the
Fuel
full slosh, which I also have a Cobra and took it road racing, and there was so much fuel slosh that it pressurized the tank.
Yep.
So I didn't want the same thing to happen to this. So I have an FIA certified fuel cell that we're going to be putting in, hopefully.
Yes. And of course, with like everything else you do with classic cars, or even these cars, which now I guess they're old enough that they're classics.
I guess so. For me, a classic is more like in the 60s.
But you know, we're of that age where everything, if it's, oh yeah, it's a 72, it's not that old, and you realize, go, wait a minute, you start doing the numbers on it. Oh, that's actually a really old pickup truck.
I like these cars because of the technology that's in them.
Yes.
They have very good brakes. They have very good engine management systems.
And tons of stuff available for performance on the Fox Body Mustangs.
Yes,
Just a bunch.
yes.
All right, well, I guess there's less talk and a little more action around here, so we're going to take off and start doing whatever we do. So good luck keeping up, folks. You too on the camera. Let's go! All right, now while Greg's over there working on the fuel cell, Pat's talking to our friend LaRon, and our supervisor Jerry is digging on his phone. I'm going to unbag this and see what we got. I think it's a fuel safe. Yes, it's a fuel safe fuel cell. These are actually really nice fuel cells. If you're doing a classic car or anything and they have a fuel cell available for it, if you're going to be doing any road racing, fuel safe is a really good way to go. They make an excellent product.
Don't forget, this is all metric.
Oh, yeah. Metric, right? Oh, this is metric.
Yeah, it's metric, so
probably
yeah, 12 or 13.
Yeah. It's about quarter minute off the wood.
Yeah, and the tank can drop down.
Yeah, that's fine. But it will drop some once you go to loosen it.
Right.
All right.
Now, what you want to do is you want to make sure you prevent the tank from, it'll be real wobbly. So you want to get it block the other as you can.
So you know what he tells me just now? Oh, I use the air rake sometimes.
But he ain't brought it.
He ain't brought it to us, though.
I noticed that.
What he's doing is he's punishing these Chevy guys. Let's see how tough you really are.
Small pin? Oh, you got one here.
Yeah, see now what you should do is you should take this pin and come up from here and to hold it up into there, and then let me move this around.
You get lined.
Okay, lift the tank up and move. Yeah, slowly we're gonna move it towards your side. Lift it up a little bit, the car, stop, good.
All right, come on, man.
Yep, hold on. Okay, can you move your, okay. Lift the car up. Good?
Hold it good.
Fine. Yeah, okay.
All right.
Okay.
So that is going to have to drop first, right? Is that what you're saying?
No, I gotta get the tube out. I gotta clear. Okay, come up on the car a little bit. Good. There you go.
All right, so we've got club members now working on the fuel lines on the Fox body. It has some of the original stuff in there. The pop rivets that hold the fuel lines on are still in location. We're gonna have to get those out of there in order to get the new fuel lines run into where they're supposed to be. So they're working on that right now. But this is cool. I mean, we got guys from the club in here. Aiken Horsepower guys showed up to help out on the car. It's a cool idea. If you've got a few people that are really into working on stuff, this kind of thing is neat because it builds community within your club, and it also will go into make you guys that are there, actually there that day a little tighter, but more unified-ish. Keep it on, keep it on.
There you go. So this fuel system is all designed with racing AN style fittings. So I have 40 feet of this stainless braided cable, and we're gonna have to cut it, and then what we do is we slip this nut over the hose. As you can see, it's got a lot of thread on it. We slip this nut over the end of the hose. This goes inside of it, and then you tighten this nut down on it, and it holds the hose on this fitting, and then this fitting can be used on the regulator, the fuel filter, whatever you want.
All right, now, with the fuel-safe fuel cell that Greg got, he's using a stock pump setup, which is this. And he's going to be putting that down in the hole back here, but the problem is there's not enough distance between the bottom of the pump assembly and the bottom of the tank. There's some baffles and stuff in there for the tank. So we're going to have to possibly modify this. We're going to take the side piece off right here in a second. And you're going to take a look inside when we put that down in there to see what we're running into, because we may have to be modifying things. Because you know, if you're doing a carb, you usually have to modify things. Greg, this ain't gonna work. You're gonna need to get a different kind of pump system for this, because this is basically a stock bracket, right?
Right.
The fuel safe cell doesn't work with this because it's run into the side of the tank. So here, you can have that. It's yours, because it's not gonna work in there. You're gonna need to get something else in there for us to do this, and we'll have to, you'll have to just kind of work on that. Maybe we'll do another work day and come over and finish everything up. But that's not going to go. But you guys have got some other stuff you're working on, right?
Right.
So you might want to get back over there and tell them what to do, because this looks like they're kind of walking around lost.
Okay. Thank you.
No problem, man. Hey, Ant-Man. All right, so we got him over there. The guys are working. I love this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's kind of neat because you get everybody together, and I don't know how much work actually gets done.
Depends on how rowdy the group is.
Or how old they are.
Yeah.
Because everybody's got opinions.
Yes.
Everybody tells you what they want to do, and then you got
They got to voice it first.
everybody got to voice their opinions, and it's like watching
like
Dad
court.
and Bill work when Dad was still alive. And Bill's like, you would get a lot more done if there was just me here, because your dad just keeps talking.
That's how it is, yeah.
Well, anyway, folks, this is what this video was about. I really wanted to come over here while they were doing a work day today, just to talk about the idea of getting together with your buddies and working. It's a cool thing to do. You can get together with your friends. It energizes you again to get going on the car. You've got a deadline because you got people coming over. So it's a nice way to keep yourself moving on your project. And it's the only reason I did this video, because I thought, we'll shoot on Sunday. We'll do something at the shop. But then I thought about this and thought, it's really cool.
Saturdays are for the boys.
Saturdays for the boys. We got Andrew and a wife beater over here. Andrew has left the conversation. Andrew has left the chat. All right, folks, speaking of Andrew leaving the chat, let's talk about Patreon. Because, Patreon's cool. And you gotta just come in, man. $10 a month, you get monthly meetings with me on Zoom. And if we've done anything to help you with your car, if we've given you any kind of information that helps you get more spurred to do stuff to it and shows you how to do those things, you might consider Patreon as a way to do that. We also have the Super Thanks.
Ooh. Super.
I swear. I'd almost pay YouTube money to change it. Something different. Super Thanks.
Even if it's just like a middle finger emoji or something. I'll take it.
You need to pay me money because I had to watch this.
Yeah, exactly.
Anyway, we have the Super Thanks down there. You can throw some money our way if you want. And basically all that money goes right back out. I don't keep any of it. It goes to pay Andrew and to help him get something more than a wife beater to wear while he's working. Anyway, so there you go. Also, we're working on 100,000 subscribers, folks. Do me a favor, go out and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and get your friends to subscribe. Contact people like Cletus McFarland, the guys at Roadkill, who will probably never talk to me at all, but that's another story in and of itself. And any of these bigger channels that have a lot of subscribers. Heck, if Mr. Beast will give us some folks, I'll take them. We need 100,000. We're so close. We're like, what, 4,000 away? We should, today or tomorrow, be at 96,000. So it's not that far to go. And then I'll stop talking about the subscribing stuff altogether. There'll be a little button in the corner. Bada bing, bada boom, we're out. That bada bing, bada boom, by the way, was for Andrew and his wife beater. So anyway, that's it for today, folks. Do me a favor, be kind to each other, love on each other, treat each other nice. You guys have a great week. I'll see you next time on Autorestomod.
So do we need to set up like a work apparel, like uniforms? We need to get a Centos membership up here.
Do they make wife beaters?
I was about to say he only gets wife beaters though. It's just delivery.
One day, I'm gonna kick your ass.
Jesus.
Back to work.
So Andrew, how's this shooting style?
This is actually nice. I like it. I like it.
Wait till you get to edit it this week. You're really going to be having fun.
That's why I'm getting Jackson to do it.